fourth grade math. We're going to start off with our first lesson, which is 1.1, and we're talking about place value. So you can see in your book, you have the ones period, which has a group of 3, ones, tens, hundreds. Then you have the thousands period, which also has a group of 3, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. And lastly, you have the millions period, which also has a group of 3, 1 millions, 10 millions, 100 millions. You can see there's a pattern. Ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds, ones, tens, hundreds. The only thing that's changing is the period. This is ones period, thousands periods, millions periods. So when you're writing large numbers, you're going to be using a comma to separate the periods, okay? And that's when you usually will hear a word being said. So we're going to look at numbers, and there's 3 different ways that you can look at a number. You can look at it using expanded form. You can look at it using just the number name, and you can look at it using the numerals. We're going to talk about all 3, and then I'm going to have you practice them. All right, so we're going to talk about the 3 different ways that we're going to be looking at numbers. We are going to use expanded form, number name, and numerals. Now we're using the number 55,426. Okay, you can see at the top we have our 55,426. I read these 3 numbers together. The 3 digits, or the numbers that are in the period, get read together. Even though there's only 2 digits, it's still part of that period. So it's 55,426. Expanded form is when we talk about number values. So you notice that there's a lot of zeros involved. So this is where I'm breaking down my number and talking about the value of the number in each place. So if I look at my first digit here, this 5 is in the 10,000s place, which means it's worth 50,000. So if I notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 digits behind this very first 5. So if I notice, I keep my 5 and I turn all of those digits into zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. Plus, this is 5 in the thousands place, so it's worth 5,000. 5,000. There's 3 digits that follow. I change them into zeros to give me the value. Plus 400, 400, plus 20, plus 6. So this is how I would write expanded form. Number name is when I'm using words. So this is just where you have to spell out or write out the name of this number. So you just write it the same way that you say it. So if I read this number as 55,426, I write 55,426. And lastly, numerals. Numerals are what we're used to. That's the actual digits or actual numbers. So if it says write the numerals, it wants you to write the actual numbers. So I'm going to give you a couple of problems that I want you to practice. Great job, guys. So you are going to have a couple practice buddy problems to do now and a couple quick check problems. If you have any questions, please reach out to me or your classroom teacher, and we'll be glad to help you.